Hello, Laker fans. My name is Kobe Sato, and this is a Laker Holics live podcast. Sorry for the delay. We are having some technical issues with the audio, but we currently have Russell Westbrook now speaking with the media.
Especially guys like Thomas, William, whoever's on the floor. I take pride in making guys better around me, and I'm happy to be able to see him, come back, and I'm able to help him, catch his rhythm and play well.
Russ, you talk about aggressiveness and confidence. What have you seen from Austin these last two games? Looking for his own opportunities to score.
Just shooting the ball when he's open, not hesitating, and that's beneficial for us.
Hey Russ, when AD is this aggressive offensively, how much does it open things up just for everybody on the court? How much does it just change the tenor of the game?
It's big for us. Miss a make when he's aggressive in the paint. It makes us a different team.
Any more questions for us? Thank you, Russ.
Yeah.
That was Russell Westbrook following the Lakers' win to the San Antonio Spurs, 123-92. 31-point win for the Lakers tonight. The Lakers extend their three-game winning streak. The biggest winning streak. They haven't won three in a row since almost 11 months now, back since January of last season. The Lakers came into this game as 7-point favorites. Anthony Davis went off for another big game tonight. Looking at the stats between the two teams, pull that up for you guys right now. You guys see the stats for tonight. Anthony Davis had 30 points tonight from 28 minutes, 18 rebounds, 2 assists. He shot 12 for 19 from the field tonight, 0 for 2 from the three-point line. Made all 6 of his free throws tonight. Had 1 block, 3 steals, 2 turnovers. He was plus 34 from the field tonight, which is huge from him. That's the most of the season by any player on the Lakers. Also, Austin Reeves had another big night for him tonight. He had 21 points out of 27 minutes, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. He shot 7 for 11 from the field, 3 of 4 from the three-point line, 4 for 4 from the free throw line. He was plus 19 from the field. Great night by them. And also Lonnie Walker, who had 14 points with 28 minutes, a rebound, 2 assists, 6 for 12 from the field. Ultimately, the Lakers shot 53% from the field tonight, while the Spurs shot 39% from the field. Coming into this game, as we looked at San Antonio's stats, I mean, they usually outscore their or at least would outscore the Lakers. They average 111.1 points per game, while the Lakers average 110. So for a team that's pretty good in terms of scoring, the Lakers were able to keep them under 21% from the three-point line, which is pretty good, which I've talked about the last few post-game shows, that if the Lakers keep their opponent under 30%, the Lakers will probably win the game. And if Anthony Davis ends up having 30 or more, the Lakers will probably win, which we saw the last 3 times now. Anthony Davis has just been a monster this last 3 games. He's been averaging, let me go to his averages real quick. He's currently, he has the most 35 points per game and 15 rebounds per game by active player, according to StatMuse. The Lakers are 3-0 when he's gone 3-0. I mean, the Lakers are 3-0 when he's scored over 30 points a game, which is exactly what we're going to need from Anthony Davis this season, especially when LeBron comes back, which, by the way, LeBron did miss a game tonight due to his groin injury again. We thought he would come back, but with soft tissue, you don't want to mess with that. You want to make sure that he comes back 100% when he feels good. If he's questionable for the game, he probably shouldn't be coming back. So we'll see if he ends up coming back Tuesday against Phoenix, which is going to be a tough game at Phoenix. Phoenix is currently ranked second in the Western Conference right now. So we'll see how that goes. But ultimately, great win by the Lakers tonight. Kept their opponent to 92 points, under 100 points. And again, looking back at San Antonio's averages, they're scoring in bunches this season. Even though they were missing their one of their key players tonight, they were missing Jacob Puelto, who was out with right knee soreness. They were also out with Blake Wesley, who had a knee injury, and Zach Collins, who was out with a left leg injury. And of course, Greg Popovich was out tonight too with some type of illness. But even then, the Lakers still kept a team who scores well over 110 points, over 100 points tonight. So that's definitely what we want to see from the Lakers. Not to over exaggerate on the win from them tonight, because again, they are a team that's currently 5-10. But over these next few games, definitely winnable games. Like when I went over the predictions over the next 5 games for the Lakers. So we'll see going in Tuesday if the Lakers can keep up this momentum and maybe pull off a win against Phoenix, who is currently top of all boards right now. But right now we currently have Anthony Davis talking to the media following the Laker win to the San Antonio Spurs.
Kind of lock into that mindset.
Same way. I mean, nothing changes. It's hard to find a rhythm. So, no matter who's on the floor, for us, for them, continue the mindset of just trying to dominate both sides of the ball.
Dave. Gentleman on the end here and a break. Gentleman on the end and a break.
The schedule's kind of unforgiving coming up. Something like 16 out of 22 are on the road. How much better does it feel going into this stretch, having established something over this last week and a half?
Yeah, I think, everybody's confidence is very high, while not getting too high. Going in, Phoenix starting off the trip, be a good test for us, But like I said, I think the guys' confidence is high, both ends of the ball, going into that game. Which we want to start the road trip off with a W, and then San Antonio back to back. So it feels good to get 3 in a row. Now we just got to carry it over into the road and put some more wins together.
Hey. Oh,
It's okay, go ahead.
sorry. AD, going into tonight, you hadn't led any team by more than 18. You led by as much as 34 tonight, and it just felt like a long time since you guys have sort of single-handedly dominated another NBA team this way. How did that feeling kind of sit with you?
Being up by 34?
Yeah, just being able to win easily, because obviously all of your wins have been really contested, fiercely fought so far.
It feels good to get a convincing win. A lot of our, his confidence is very high right now. So, we're giving him the ball, telling him to handle the ball and pick and rolls. He's the thing that I think he's growing the most is just playmaking. He's making the right reads. He getting the paint. Using the shot fakes. Guys come collapse. He's finding the right guys. So, he's definitely taking a big step from last year to this year, and he's going to be a hell of a player.
Losing can be pretty miserable, and there aren't a lot of opportunities to kind of savor some of like the strange things that can happen over the course of the game. We saw you and Austin laugh about him running into that group of women in the last game. What did you say to Vin Diesel tonight during the game, and like that kind of interaction and enjoying kind of the stuff that kind of really only happens here?
Herb just said what's up. I think that's probably, his son, so said what's up to him. And then, we told him, if you're as good as you say you are, we want to see you take a car and drop out the Staples and do a flip and land it. So we just, laughed and everything. But well, I think me and Brian are pretty serious to see if he can do it. So, yeah, but like you said, it's only at Staples, man. You get to see all these celebrities. Or crypto, where you get to see all these celebrities, come in and every game, any day, Sunday, Tuesday, it doesn't matter the day, celebrities are always here, so it's always good to, interact with them, with the win and not a loss.
Hey, D, not too long ago, Darvin was telling us that when he first got the job, you two went out to dinner, and he really was telling you, like, you're the key to this whole thing working. Like, your success is this team's success. What do you remember from that dinner, and what did you take away just in terms of, like, how you wanted to approach everything in terms of leadership this season?
Exactly what you said. He stressed that a lot. Obviously the first couple games trying to find a rhythm. We were trying to find a rhythm as a team, and now just imposing my will on both sides of the ball. Trying to be the dominant player that the team needs me to be, and it usually lead to us winning basketball games or in a fight. So just doing everything he's asking of me, and the team is asking of me, and just trying to do my part, honestly.
Last question.
Hey, the offensive balance that you mentioned, as well as the defensive identity, what helped kind of build that these last few games, and how do you maintain it moving forward?
We've been taking quality shots. We haven't been coming down and just running around and shooting shots that we shouldn't be shooting. Especially in the third quarter. I think the last 3 or 4 games, our third quarters, actually the last 5, our third quarters have been really good. When we just coming out with a mindset of our third quarters have been poor, to start the season, and that's usually where teams try to take off on us, and so we're just trying to balance that with our own offense and making sure that we are locked in on the defensive end, and I think that's kind of been like the biggest difference. Honestly, we've been coming down the third quarter just with a mindset. We have 19 points in the third, and we scored 29. So just slowing down and making all the right plays.
That was Anthony Davis following a big game from him again tonight with 30 points, 18 rebounds, 2 assists. He was plus 34 in terms of plus and minus from the field tonight. Just looking at his last 3 games, scrolling down, he had 30 points tonight. He had 38 points last game against Detroit and 37 points against the Brooklyn Nets. Within the last 3 games, AD has been averaging 35 points per game off 62% shooting, 17.3 rebounds, and 1.7 blocks. So that's definitely the bubble AD that we've been looking for and hoping for since really the Lakers won a championship. Going into 2 seasons ago, the Lakers just haven't gotten it out of AD, and Darvin Ham talked about in the beginning of the season how AD posted up on the whiteboard, "Get me the ball," and it's good to see him working down low. He shot a couple threes tonight, which they were up by 30, so I didn't really mind. But AD shot 2 threes. I want to see games where he's not shooting any 3-point attempts, where he's just going down low and bulldozing everybody. Honestly, on an offensive and defensive on the offensive and defensive end, I don't think there's another player other than Giannis Antetokounmpo who can really impact the floor if AD is healthy and playing like this on the floor. Especially if LeBron James comes back, the Lakers could definitely be in contention for the play-in spot, which is kind of crazy to talk about right now with the Lakers' expectations coming in. People saying that they could have been as far as the 6th seed, but I mean, looking at the standings right now, which let's pull them up. Sort of scores. Look at the standings right now. The Lakers are currently 5-10, so this isn't updated from Google. Let's see if Google updated them. Come on, Google, you gotta do a better job of updating your information. Let's see here. Okay, there we go. The Lakers now currently 5-10. They're 13th in the Western Conference, so they bumped up against San Antonio. They're now 13th. But looking at the loss column, the 10th seed is the entry for the play-in tournament. The Lakers are only really 2 games out from that spot. So if the Lakers could start going on a little win streak, again, the Lakers are on a 3-game win streak as we speak. With the schedule getting a little tougher as time goes on, the Lakers are going to be on the road for the next like 11 games or 10 out of 11 games, which the Lakers are currently 0-5 on the road. So it's going to be an interesting stretch to see what the Lakers end up doing. Just looking over at my predictions I made so far. So the Lakers lost to the Clippers. At the Clippers, they lost to Sacramento. I thought for sure they were going to win that game, but they ended up losing. De'Aaron Fox went off that game. They beat Brooklyn. That was a big win, even though they didn't have Kyrie on the roster that game, who came back today, by the way. They beat Detroit, and then they beat San Antonio. But next on the schedule, they have the Phoenix Suns, which, looking at the Phoenix Suns, they're a tough team. Just looking at their current overall stats, you can see they're top 10 in a lot of things: effective field goal percentage, free throw percentage. They're top 10 in 3-point percentage, which I talked about. If the Lakers can guard the 3-point line and have teams shoot under 30%, I think the Lakers have a good chance of winning games, especially with the type of tenacity that we saw in the beginning of the season, where the Lakers were ranked number 2 in defense. Lately, they have kind of stumbled defensively. They're now currently ranked like 15th or 16th in the NBA in terms of defense. But all across the board, you can see that they're top 3, top 2 in open field goal made, opponent field goal attempts per game. They're at 3rd. So really good team on both ends of the floor in terms of the Phoenix Suns. And of course, led by Devin Booker, who averages 28.1 points a game. So that's going to be a tough game down in Phoenix on Tuesday. So we'll see with the Lakers' momentum. They're currently on a 3-game win streak. They finally got some players getting in the groove other than Anthony Davis. We've had Austin Reeves look good lately. Lonnie Walker. It's good seeing Thomas Bryant back. He had a great game tonight. Just talking about Thomas Bryant for a little bit. Let me go back to the stat sheet for you guys. Thomas Bryant came in. He played 23 big minutes tonight. He had 15 points, 9 rebounds. He had an assist. He was perfect from the field. He went 5 for 5, 5 for 8 from the free throw line. So, yeah, big game from him, big minutes. I expect Thomas Bryant to eventually come in and be the starting center probably, and have AD switch back to that 4. Also, after the first quarter, I know Anthony Davis had something with his eye, and they ended up playing Wenyen Gabriel and TB at the 4 and 5, and I even liked what I saw there. That could be a possible new big twin towers just down low, even if Anthony Davis isn't in. So good production from the both of them. But now we currently have Darvin Ham following the Laker win to the San Antonio Spurs.
Well, just guys, guys learning each other's tendencies, guys getting more and more familiar with one another, more and more familiar with how we want to play, and seeing that, no matter what, we just got to build and keep stacking winning habits. And just, irregardless of a referee call or something like that, just getting on to the next play, having a next play mentality, understanding what it is we want to get and being organized offensively, and then just being competitive defensively. And it's been fun to watch. Getting Dennis and Thomas back, I think, was a huge shot in the arm in the midst of, LeBron not being available. But those guys are stepping up. AD is playing out of his mind. He's in a great rhythm. So is Lonnie, Austin. So just getting those contributions from everywhere. Russ just being steady as usual. He this season, he's really brought a lot of balance to our lineup, and his ability to crank it up a notch when he steps on the floor has been huge for us. But I just thank God. Weeks. I think his confidence is through the roof. He's the kid is phenomenal. I believe in him, and I tell him all the time, is just go out there and have fun and play as hard as you can play, compete as hard as you can compete, and the rest will take care of itself. He tries to play the right way, and I think most of the time he does indeed do that. But I just have a huge amount of trust and belief in him, as well as Austin. And then all of our guys, I just want all our guys to play confident, and then really, really confident basketball and lean on one another, as opposed to trying to do things on their own and play hero basketball. Everything that we've seen recently, guys are playing within themselves and they're playing within the system. And it's producing huge benefits.
Darvin, Austin had a season-high 21 tonight, and now he has 4 straight games in double figures. What have you seen kind of different from him offensively? Obviously, LeBron's been out, but what, kind of putting more on his plate over these last few games?
Just getting to it, just being more efficient. Not wasting dribbles, not wasting time on the clock by just holding the ball. Once he puts it on the floor, he's driving downhill more. He's open on a kick out. He's catching and shooting, not thinking twice. He's scrappy defensively. And it's great. Again, he and Lonnie, man, it's great having those guys with their physical ability and their competitiveness and what they're doing on both sides of the ball have been huge. But Austin has just been way more efficient in terms of not wasting any time, wasting any dribbles, just getting to the next second side action, third side action. Has been one of our best playmakers, and he just loves the hoop. You can see his passion shine through whenever he's out there.
That was Darvin Ham following the Laker win to the San Antonio Spurs, 123-92 down at Crypto.com Arena. The media asking if Austin Reeves is going to remain in that starting lineup when LeBron comes back, and he's definitely making a strong case for that, saying, let's look at some of the stats that Austin Reeves has been having in the last few games. He's been playing really well. Again, he had 21 points tonight, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. He was plus 19 from the field. Just looking at him the last 4 games, been playing really well. He had 21 points tonight. He had 16 the other night. He had 6 assists, 4 rebounds. The game before that against Brooklyn, he had 15 points, 3 assists, 1 rebound. Friday against Sacramento on 11-11. That was the last game that LeBron's played. He had 19 points. He had 1 steal, 1 assist, and 5 rebounds. And he's been shooting pretty well too. Other than that game against Sacramento, he shot 75% from the 3-point line, 50%, and 75%. So that's exactly the type of production that we want to see from Austin Reeves for sure. It's nice to see his development. I think the Lakers also dropped the ball in terms of not signing him to a longer deal. It's going to be interesting to see this offseason how much he's worth now. I mean, with the way that he's been playing lately, I don't know how the Lakers are going to be able to afford him along with Lonnie Walker coming into this offseason, especially when they're trying to bring in maybe another star, or we'll see what they end up doing with the roster. So far, we've been seeing the Lakers try to put 3 star players together along with Anthony Davis, LeBron James, and someone else. And doesn't look like it's working. So I'm thinking maybe the Lakers should go back to how they were back in 2020 when they won the championship, when they had 2 stars and then they have a good supporting cast where the Lakers weren't in a great actual 3-point shooting team that season, even though they had some snipers on that team. I mean, don't get me wrong, they had Danny Green on that roster. Kuzma was able to shoot. They were very streaky that season, though. I feel like KCP was also on that roster. So, but you don't need snipers on your team to be able to win a championship with LeBron. I get everyone's like, you need to have shooters around them, but they proved back in 2020 you don't need to have snipers around them to be able to win. So, but going back into the season, we'll see what the Lakers end up doing Tuesday against Phoenix, where they actually face off a better team. It's great that the Lakers are winning the games that they're supposed to be winning against teams who are under 500 and struggling, even though the Lakers are a struggling team under 500. But if Anthony Davis plays like this, he's right now playing like a top 5 player. And like Lonnie Walker said last game, post game, that he's probably the best player in the league. I disagree with that. He needs to be more consistent. He's kind of, people were talking about the last couple of weeks, is he even a top 15 player in the NBA right now? And for someone with Anthony Davis's skill set, he should be having 30 and 10 every night, even with LeBron back. Honestly, like, they should be getting him the ball. LeBron even said he should be the focal point of this offense. He needs to demand the ball and just go to work and not be so passive. I feel like when LeBron's in the game, he chooses to be second fiddle. And Darvin Ham talked about in the beginning of the season how AD put up on the whiteboard, feed me the ball. And I want to see more of that attitude going forward with him for sure. I'm sure that the media session that they had before the Brooklyn game really helped. Anthony Davis, so just talking about that, Anthony Davis adds the team, held lots of honest conversations in the lead up to the victory over the Nets, just laying out everything on the table, he said. Trying to get a win. We had a conversation that the team was about 2-10, should have what each player could do better, what they could do better collectively, coaching staff, medical staff, like everybody, we just want to figure things out. Leading up to the day of the Brooklyn game, it worked out for us. We're able to go out and have a different mindset heading to the game, competing at a high level, both ends of the floor, and was able to secure a victory. Anthony Davis also said some of the exchanges became emotional in that film session, saying it was everything, lots of emotions, guys voicing their opinions, some back and forth, but it was all for the nature of trying to get better. So even though it might be a back and forth, it was okay. It was okay. I hear what you're saying. You hear what I'm saying. All right. So now what's the solution instead of just constantly butting heads? It was good dialogue. AD also talked about listening more to the message than the person talking, mostly referring to Patrick Beverly, who's a little bullhead, saying the main guys got the main guy. A lot of us had to get used to that. Was Pat Bev revealing? He gets good messages and he says this thing one time. If I yell I love you, you're not going to get mad. So listen to the message and not the tone. So interesting words from him for sure. And it seems like ever since that meeting, the Lakers have been winning games, even though it has been an easier stretch for them since they played, again, teams under 500. So we'll have to see coming up how they end up playing. But now we currently have Thomas Bryant talking with the media following the Laker win to the San Antonio Spurs.
Back as soon as, as fast as I can with these guys.
You guys have won 3 in a row, played some good defense today, but also Anthony Davis, again, played a great one.
Oh, absolutely a great one. We feed off of him every time he steps out there on that floor. We know what he can do. We got to give him the ball as soon as he can and, let him create out there. He's one of a kind, so we go off of him.
Has there been a theme lately? Let's rediscover the defense a little bit. You held San Antonio to 92 tonight.
Absolutely. We wanted to make sure our defense was our key points. We know our offense can flow right through. We have great offensive guys, throughout their history. So our defense was our one thing that we really wanted to lock into, and we feel like we can be a very special team. We lock in on that end.
You have 16 of your next 22 on the road. When you hear that, what goes through your mind?
16 of the next 22 on the road. Shoot, that needs a lot of team camaraderie. Let's gain some wins on the road. Hopefully, quiet some crowds out there.
I know this is only your second game, but has your role been defined yet, or are you guys still still evolving?
I think we're still evolving. I think we all play a significant role in certain ways in each game, but I think that we're still growing as a team too. Like you said, it's my second game back. D-Shro, second game back too. Guys are just really getting healthier out here, so I think we're on a good path. That's what I would say.
You're 5 for 5 tonight. I think 4 for 6 in your first game. Is it that easy, man?
It ain't easy. I'll tell you that one right now. It's not easy. I just try to stay as consistent as I can out there on the offensive end. Just helping my teammates out there, gaining what I can. Just trying to help these guys gain a little advantage out there. Whether it's Russ getting assists, Eddie not getting double teamed too much, or just filling in those holes that I can out there.
You didn't get a ton of time with Russ in DC, but is there something from that early chemistry you guys had there that's carried over to now?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The chemistry that we had there just for that short amount of time was really great, and I tried to keep that chemistry throughout the summertime. Throughout that time I was injured, still try to communicate with him and learn as much as I can from him.
How does Russ loves to play with pace? How does he communicate that to you? Does he give kick in the behind every now and then?
He told me one time, TB, get out and run. That's all he had to say.
That was Thomas Bryant following the Laker win to the San Antonio Spurs, 123-92. But yeah, big contribution tonight from the Lakers bench, and it's been like that the last couple of games, to be honest. Thomas Bryant with 15 points, Dennis Schroeder with 13 points, Russ with a double-double tonight. He's been playing well. 10 points, 10 assists. He had 4 rebounds with 22 minutes, shot 4 from 9 from the field. He had 3 turnovers, which I would like to see that being picked back up again. But great work by them tonight for sure, the Laker bench. We even saw some Damian Jones in tonight in garbage time. He's fallen out of the rotation. He hasn't played well. And I like Damian Jones from last season, but this season he's playing really bad. He's really not seeing any time on the floor, and that's for a reason. But Matt Ryan got some time tonight too. He had a rebound and an assist. Wenyen Gabriel, he had 2 points tonight. He played 16 minutes. He had a big game last game. I liked what I saw from him last game. But yeah, so starting to see some production from the other Lakers other than Anthony Davis, LeBron, and Russell Westbrook. And going forward, that you definitely want to see more of that. I know I showed some of Lonnie Walker's stats. Looking at also Austin Reeves, we saw Austin Reeves' stats. Looking at Lonnie Walker's stats, who has been playing really efficient for the Lakers this season as well. He's been stepping it up. He signed for the mid-level exception. Just going to him real quick. Lonnie Walker. Here we go. Okay. So Lonnie Walker, who the Lakers picked up on their mid-level exception, he's currently averaging 16.6 points and 1 steal per game. Those are both career high, in addition to his 2.3 rebounds and 1.8 assists per game. With the Lakers coming out of their early season shooting slump, the former Spur has also been shooting 51.5% on threes on 4.7 three-point attempts per game in the last 6 games, excluding this game. Walker said he's been feeling confident on the offensive end. He credits his Lakers teammates, saying when you got great teammates who are continuing to instill that confidence and allow you to be aggressive, it only makes the game easier. And when you have 3 Hall of Famers, 2 Hall of Famers that are playing with us at the moment, like I said before the season started, it's all about just knocking down the easy open shots. So I'm just playing my game. I think the world is finally noticing what I'm capable of doing. I'm just doing what I do best. 2 of the next 3 games, the Lakers will play against the Spurs. Lonnie Walker said him along with the team are taking things one game at a time, saying every single day we have to make the best of our opportunity to the best of our capability and continue to grow. We want to get above 500. So the Lakers want to end up going above 500. The Lakers are currently 5-10 right now. They're gonna to go 500. They're gonna have to be 10-10 or probably 12-12 or something like that. But I don't know if the Lakers are ever going to get back to that point this season, to be honest. We'll have to see how this roster plays with LeBron coming back. But so far against teams who are below 500 subpar teams, the Lakers have came out and beat them. So good signs there from the Lakers. Lakers started off with the toughest schedule, and that showed definitely in their record. But looking at the Lakers' schedule coming up, they play at the Suns, at the Spurs, the Lakers have a home game at the Pacers, and then they play Portland at home. Then they play at the Bucks, at the Wizards, at the Cavs, at the Raptors, at the 76ers, at the Pistons, and then they're home against the Celtics on December 13th, and then they're at home against the Nuggets again. And then they have a little bit of a home game stretch. They have 3 games there. And then they play Phoenix December 19th in Phoenix again. So tough schedule coming up for the Lakers. So you definitely want to finish off these games against San Antonio for sure. Try to get a steal against either Portland or Indiana. And we'll see if LeBron James ends up coming back. Apparently Russell Westbrook had X-rays on his thumb, which came out negative. He'll be reevaluated on Monday. So just some updates on that. But yeah, looking at the rest of the Lakers roster, it's nice seeing Dennis Schroeder come back and Thomas Bryant. I expect eventually it's going to be a tough decision, but I think eventually Dennis Schroeder will be inserted back to the starting lineup like the Lakers were back in 2021. But with Austin Reeves playing well, who knows? Maybe he should be inserted into the starting lineup. I like to see a starting lineup going forward. I want to see him take out Patrick Beverley. I don't like to see the production I'm seeing out of him for his career averages. He's not up to his 3-point percentage. He's having donuts almost at the end of every first quarter. So I want to see the Lakers have some scoring options to start off the game and get off to good starts. I get that Pat Bev is a monster defensively and he just is up in people's face and he's an annoyance, but I don't think that's what the Lakers really need right now, to be honest. So would definitely love to see Austin Reeves go to the one right now, since he's currently performing the best, and Dennis Schroeder is still coming back. But I think eventually Dennis Schroeder will earn his spot in the starting lineup. At the two, I would keep Lonnie Walker. At the three, I would probably have LeBron. At the four, I would have Troy Brown Jr., or I guess you could have Troy Brown Jr. at the three and LeBron at the four, and then AD at the five. I think that'll be the Lakers' best roster or best starting lineup going forward. The last couple of games, the Lakers have started with Pat Bev, Austin Reeves, Lonnie Walker, Troy Brown Jr., and AD at the five. And I know AD doesn't like playing the five, but we've been saying this since he's been a Laker. If the Lakers are going to win games at the highest potential, Anthony Davis needs to step up and play the five. And there could be games throughout where he plays the four when they're playing bigger teams, but I believe in a night in, night out basis. If AD plays the five, the Lakers will be in good shape because he'll be down low. Or at least with if Thomas Bryant is playing the five, if he ends up moving into the starting lineup, possibly he's a stretch five who can shoot the three. After tonight, I kind of like seeing Thomas Bryant down low just as a backup center. He's very energetic, along with Wendy and Gabriel. So we'll have to see how that goes in terms of depth, in terms of bigs. Um, with Thomas Bryant coming back, I don't necessarily think that you would need a Miles Turner. I would want to see some more play from him if he could be more consistent. I know he didn't have much playing time in Washington with Russell Westbrook, but I think their connection so far has been pretty well too, in terms of just a 1-2 punch in terms of the pick and roll. So definitely would like to see more of that. Going forward, also I want to see more of Dennis Schroeder and Anthony Davis in pick and rolls. I feel like the first game when Dennis Schroeder was back, he was really rusty, not just kind of rusty, and he was trying to get momentum going. And there was a lot of possessions where in the pick and roll you could have given the ball to AD for some easy finishes. I think just with some studying the film, they'll be able to figure that out, and I'd like to see more of that action from them too. With Dennis Schroeder being quick, he has a good option of going to the basket. He likes getting up to the mid range and pulling up for his mid range jumpers. So definitely will be interesting to see how that ends up going for sure. Um, Looking at the Lakers' second quarter today, since the Lakers have been playing um, their best basketball in the second quarter, they had 32 points tonight to San Antonio's 28. The Lakers' third quarter has also been horrendous this season. They had 29 points to San Antonio's 19. So really efficient night from the Lakers tonight in terms of third quarter for sure, scoring 10 more points than the Spurs, who, let's be honest, they're a tanking team. You know, if you're up by 30 points to the Lakers, you got to be a tanking team. So well, again, we'll have to see Tuesday how the Lakers do against Phoenix. That'll be a TNT game. I will be here also post game for that show, so make sure to tune in for that. But again, looking at the Lakers' depth right now, we currently have. Let me go back to the stats for you guys. Um, you can see Pat Bev. He only had 3 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists. He shot 1 for 5 from the field, 1 for 4 from the 3-point line. So definitely like to see him be out of that starting lineup and possibly coming off the bench, or even just being like an assistant player type of coach where in the locker room he's that accountable guy who's keeping people accountable, and he's a guy that I know would keep LeBron accountable, and AD kind of taking the role of like that Jared Dudley role back in 2020, or Jared Dudley, or I'm sorry, or like Rajon Rondo within the last 2 seasons for the Lakers when they had him. So it's going to be interesting going forward, seeing how the rotations play out with Thomas Bryant back. He looked great this game. Schroeder, he's coming back into the mix. Russell Westbrook, you saw in the game when it was Russell Westbrook time within the last few games. This game, he was out of the game and they played Schroeder. So we'll have to see what happens with that. Also, Kendrick Nunn, he's been playing better the last couple of games. He had 13 points tonight, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. He shot 4 from 8 from the field tonight. So it's nice to see Kendrick Nunn being able to be an actual NBA player who can be on the floor producing for the Lakers, with previous games having 0 points and not really being able to even see the floor. So yeah, talking about just injury report real quick. We had JTA out today, also with mid back soreness. Max Christie has been out the last couple of games with due to health and safety protocols. Cole Swider has still been out. He's gonna be reevaluated in about a week with a navicular stress reaction on his foot. So we'll have to see how that ends up playing out for sure. Just talking about also the role players stepping up. I want to see Troy Brown do a little more on the floor. I liked what he's been doing, not this game, but the last 3 games before this. So hopefully we see some more production out of Troy Brown for sure. Another Laker news. The Lakers are waiting for Thomas Bryant and Schroeder before making any decisions on any type of trades. So we'll see what the Lakers end up doing. As we know, Rob Pelinka took a plane ride to Indiana when the Lakers had a week off. So we'll see if anything plays out then. I know he went to a college basketball game, so I'm sure that's not the only reason why he went over there. So we'll have to see. According to Jake Fisher, the Lakers still may be a team interested in Bojan Bogdanovic, which we just saw him when the Lakers played, not Brooklyn. When they played, what team does he play for? When the Lakers played the Pistons. Sorry. So definitely we'll have to see how that ends up working out. In other news, the LA Times released their top 75 list of Lakers. They had Magic ranked number 1, Kobe number 2, Kareem number 3, West number 4, Jerry West, Elgin Baylor number 5, Shaquille O'Neal number 6, LeBron and George Mikan were tied at 7th. James Worthy was number 9, and number 10 was Wilt. Some notable lists on that, or notable players on that list. Powell came out 12th. Anthony Davis is ranked 18th. Kuzma is ranked 42nd. And Caruso is ranked 61st. Sasha Vujacic came 2 votes short of 75, which, as we all know, Sasha Vujacic was the one that shot those 2 clutch free throws against the Celtics in Game 10 of the NBA Finals against the Celtics, where they won their 17th championship. So, interesting to see that list for sure. I think that's really just a generational thing. People in the 80s would probably say Kobe. I would say Magic. I would say Kobe, just watching him since the 2000s, 5 championships, 20 seasons with the Lakers, 81-point game. Magic Johnson himself said that Kobe was the greatest Laker of all time. I'd also probably have Shaq a little. I'd probably flip him and Jerry West and put Shaq 4th. 3 final MVPs, 3 NBA Finals, 3 championships, most dominant player ever. He was the key to Kobe's first 3 championships. So definitely interesting to see that list there. Currently looking at other NBA news transitioning. According to Shams Charania of Yahoo, Utah Jazz's guard Mike Conley avoided a major injury or ligament damage on the non-contact left knee. The injury was suffered Saturday night. He has a knee strain and is expected to miss at least 2 weeks. Also across the West Coast, down in Portland, Chris Haynes of Bleacher Report reported that Portland Trailblazers star Damian Lillard underwent an MRI and it revealed a right calf strain in a different area from his previous injuries that will sideline him for a period of time. So, prayers up for them. That's kind of big for the Lakers since the Lakers do play Portland coming up on the Wednesday, November 30th. So with the timeline that he talked about, Damian Lillard will probably be out that game. So that's possibly a game that the Lakers could definitely sweep up if Lillard doesn't play, or is his first game possibly back? Again, we'll have to see. Of course, players get reevaluated after a week or so. So we'll definitely see on that for sure. Looking at the NBA scores for today, let's go ahead and show you guys that. The Suns beat the Knicks tonight, 116-95. The Wizards beat the Hornets, 106-102. The Kings beat the Pistons, 137-29. The Nets beat the Grizzlies, 127-115 with Kyrie's first game back. The Warriors beat the Rockets tonight, 127-120. No surprise there. The Cavs beat the Heat tonight, 113-87. Wow, that's a surprise. Yeah, the Nuggets beat the Mavs 98-97, and the Lakers, of course, beat the Spurs 123-92. Looking at the next game for the Lakers, they play the Phoenix Suns next. Just looking at some of the comparisons between the two, offensive comparisons, you could see that Phoenix is ahead of the Lakers in terms of points per game. Their average score margin is plus 6.2. The Lakers' score margin is minus 5.6 because, of course, the Lakers are 5-10 right now, a team under 500. The Lakers also play very fast, so of course they have 16.3 fast break points. Phoenix has 12 points in the paint. The Lakers have more points in the paint per game at 56.3 compared to Phoenix's 47.6. So expect the Lakers to have a good game in terms of scoring in the paint. It's going to be nice to see Anthony Davis going against DeAndre Ayton. See what happens there. Phoenix averages more assists per game. The Lakers are ahead of Phoenix in terms of rebounding. Effective field goal percentage, Phoenix shoots 54.6%, which is bringing together 2-pointers and 3-pointers. The Lakers are 50.9%, which is better than where they were previously. To start off the season, the Lakers were shooting 22% from the 3-point line, which was the league's worst. They're still at the league's worst right now at 30%, but that's a big increase from 22% for sure. So looking forward to that next game. Looking at their defensive stats, Phoenix gives up less points per game at 108.8. The Lakers currently give up 115. So the Lakers definitely need to come up defensively against Phoenix if they're going to have any chance of winning that game and try to contain Devin Booker, which looking at their roster right now, he leads the team with 28.1 points per game. Looking at looking at the other players who produce for them, Mikal Bridges, he averages 15.9. DeAndre Ayton is averaging 14.8 per game. Like I said, that's going to be an interesting matchup between him and Anthony Davis. Cameron Payne is averaging 13.5 points per game. Cameron Johnson, he just got injured. I don't think he's going to be playing in that game. Chris Paul is only averaging 9.5 points per game right now. So starting to see a decline in Chris Paul this season. It's definitely Devin Booker's team now. Currently second in the Western Conference. So definitely going to be a tough opponent coming up for them. But with the Lakers coming in and playing well, it's going to be interesting to see what their confidence if they shoot well, especially from behind the arc. And if Anthony Davis is still able to put up 30-plus points on a good defender with DeAndre Ayton. So Definitely we'll have to see with that. But that does it for me tonight, Laker fans. Your Lakers tonight beat the San Antonio Spurs 123-92. 7 Lakers scored in double figures tonight. AD, Austin Reeves, Thomas Bryant, Walker, Russ, Schroeder, and Kendrick Nunn. 2 Lakers scored over 20 points. Anthony Davis and Austin Reeves. So hopefully we see another all around game from the Lakers when they play Phoenix in Phoenix on Tuesday. So that'll do it for me tonight, Laker fans. I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you on Tuesday. Good night.